What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're going to be looking at what it takes to build a skinny guy camper. Coddiwomple Overland is proudly powered by Cummins Off-road, where you can completely outfit your vehicle and still retain their lifetime powertrain warranty. We're also brought to you in part by Overland Vehicle Systems, Trail Rated Coffee, Skinny Guy Campers, and more Expo. Also, if you're looking for some of our merch, make sure and check out shopoverlandapparel.com.
Hey!
How y'all doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Welcome. So welcome to Skinny Guy Campers.
Awesome. Happy to be here.
Yeah, good. How was travels? Good?
It was good.
Good. Excellent. So we'll walk you in through the office and kind of introduce you to whoever's here. So there's a few that are still straggling in and a few hanging around. So, and then we'll check you out on the shop floor and we'll do a little tour.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Okay, here we are. So this is kind of the main layer, Skinny Guy. So this is the office where everybody kind of hangs out. This is the engineering department, bill of materials. This is also the material department, purchasing. And we also kind of have a kitchen over here where everybody kind of gathers for lunch and makes coffee and just kind of hangs out. And we have TV in here. We're just going to throw some film up and everybody can watch that and just kind of gather. So just kind of our big office area. So there isn't very many people here yet, but that's okay. They'll be here. So in here is our conference room, and then my office is in here, and I just kind of hang out here. I'm not here all that much because we're quite a bit on the road, so I hang out here when I'm here and can get some work done. And then when they need the conference room, then they just kick me out of here, and then I'm out. So, but yeah, this is our conference room. And then in here, Trent's not here yet, but this is our controller. He kind of lives in here. He likes to have this room because he can close the door and kick us all out of here. So and gets peace and quiet when he's doing his work. So, and Jason's office is back there. And then the shop floor is right out here.
So Justin, looks like we're out here where all the magic happens.
We are.
Tell me about what goes on here in the assembly.
So this is our production floor. Right now we have our 5 O's on the production floor, and the guys are putting them together. The 5.0 is for the midsize truck. So this is for the Toyota Tacomas, the Ford Rangers, the S10 pickups. We have the lower trim levels online right now. The guys are putting them together. You can see it starts here, goes down and around, and comes back. And this is where it ends. Once those are completely assembled, they'll put them in on the shelf outside. We have some storage out there. We have on the inside, and then they'll be ready for shipping.
Awesome. Well, walk us through the phases.
Okay.
Let's see how these things are built.
Okay, so generally they start right here. When these come in, they come in with a floor. Most of these are already put together, but they'll come in with a floor. They'll start snapping together. They'll start assembling the exterior metal, and then they'll put in the cabinetry and begin to snap that together. Then they'll move it down the line. We have carts, so you can see those. They just begin to move those down. They'll put in some of the exterior components, the latches, the handles, and those types of things. And then as we move it down, it gets down to the end down here. Generally down there, they can put in the lower basements that has all the components like water tanks, and then all of the components for the flushing toilet, and that will be done before it rounds the corner. So we'll go down and look at all of that components down there, and then as it rounds the corner, that's where the process for the roof will begin. Okay, so as you can see, we get a little ways down the line. What generally happens here at this point is some of the other components that are built offline will actually be added to the camper. So at this point, some of the electric components on the inside, like the lights, will be added. Some of the interior components like the Truma heater could be added. The electrical components like our fuse block and all of the battery components can be added. The battery management system would be added at this point. Also on the inside, you can see that they begin to actually add some of the cabinetry lids to some of it. And then also on the exterior, you can see that here we have a raw aluminum unit. We have a few of these online, but then next to it we also have a black one. We have several different colors, the raw aluminum and then the black. The black seems to be a pretty popular color, and we probably build more of these than we do of any other color. We also have a gunmetal that is also available, and we can do some special order ones. That's a pretty heavy upcharge for that, but there are a few folks that want to do that as well.
Now, are these powder coated or painted?
These are a textured powder coat, and they can take a pretty heavy beating, which is great because you want this to be on the back of your truck. You want this to be able to go through the trail and take the limbs and take the brushing and take the rocks, and you want this to be, you know, a pretty heavy duty piece of equipment for you. I would say this probably will last longer than the vehicle you're going to put it on. So it definitely is pretty awesome when it comes right down to it. The same for the inside. The inside is also a powder coating. It's quite a heavy texture, but it definitely is a texture, which is great. But it also will take, it takes the throwing around of equipment on the inside, or you know, it takes you coming in with your muddy boots and standing and moving around, or moving equipment around on the inside like the refrigerator, and you know, sitting or standing or moving around on the inside. It just is very well built on the inside, so it will take all of that. So the powder coating is definitely a great feature of the Skinny Guy camper. So on the back side of this 5.0, this is kind of sort of where it gets a little bit tricky. So you can see here we have two doors and then one really large door, and this really large door is actually where we're going to house our horizontal LP tank. And then this will actually have a door fastened to that that's removable, so you can get your tank out really easy to get it refilled. And then these two smaller doors is actually for our winch system. And this winch system, these ropes actually go to the front of the camper on either side, and that's what we use to tie the camper down to the truck with our tie down system. There's actually an access here to be able to get to the winch, and there's actually access doors on the inside. So when you're on the inside, you can access the bit of storage that's left over once the winch is tied down. So it's great. You can access it here and on the inside. So it really is good to have, to utilize every little nook and cranny on the inside of these campers to use this for storage. Unit here, you can see the wall. The front wall is not actually on it yet. That's one of the last things that the guys will do. But the reason they do that is just it makes it really easy to access some of the wiring and some of the plumbing as they continue the assembly process. But what I want to point out is one thing that we do here at Skinny Guy Campers is everything on the wiring process is all done in an automotive way. So everything is harnessed. We buy a harness, and then it's all done and loomed really well. So it's very well thought out. It's all done in such a way, and it's manufactured, brought to us, and it's kind of a plug and play for us. And the reason we do that is because, one, we can really dial that in, so it saves a tremendous amount of space when the wiring is done. Also, it's cleaner when you're talking about putting it inside the cabinetry, and it's overall it's just a better way of doing it. It's higher quality, and your wiring is always going to be correct, and you're not going to have any electrical issues moving forward. You know, the camper is an off-road style camper, and we want to, when it's used off-road, we want to make sure that the wiring, it doesn't wiggle loose. We want to make sure that it's definitely correct when you're using it in a rough situation. So.
And I'm sure that's all schematic, so if there is any problems,
it is.
You guys can troubleshoot it pretty easy. Yep,
that's correct. We definitely make sure that it's easily troubleshooted, so if there's any kind of an issue that you can call, and we can troubleshoot things pretty easily. So stacked up here against the wall is our roofs. These are a different size roof, but these are for our 5.0s. The guys, this is kind of sort of how they come in. The guys are beginning to put some of the channels on them for the tents, and they will begin to put these together. And then they will be riveted to the back of the camper with our hinges, and this is kind of sort of where they begin that process. They're all powder coated and ready to go, and yeah, so you can see our rainwater catch system channel is there. They begin to put the spouts in at the bottom, and yeah, so these are kind of sort of ready to go. They got a few more things to do, and then they'll be ready to put that together and mount that to the camper. So okay, so stacked up here is our bow assemblies. This is for the 5.0s. The guys are building these offline. So the bow assemblies all get put together here, and it's all stainless steel. We actually get these bent at a vendor, and they bring these in, and then our guys put everything together, and then they will be mounted in the camper. And that's one of the last processes for the assembly. And then of course, once these go in, then the tents can be hung. Okay, so in this particular area here, this is just down near the last part of the assembly process. This area, we have kitchen modules that are put together and assembled. We also have the refrigerators that are also put together, tables, and just kind of the last part of the assembly process. All of this stuff is brought in, and then the guys spend a little bit of time, usually in between production runs, assembling the last little bit of these parts and pieces. And then these, once the bows are on, the tents are on, then before it's actually finally, the final inspections are done and the water is tested, then those parts will actually enter the camper before it's folded up and then ready for storage. So this is kind of the last little bit. Cushions are stored in here. So just the last little bit of things they're stored in this particular area before it's ready to be kind of just folded up and be ready to be shipped. So here is kind of getting closer to the end of the line. So all of the plumbing and the electrical is completed in this unit to the degree of the trim level. So that means it's just, this one's actually a skin and bones, so this one's nearing completion. So they're going to get ready to put this front wall on. So this just goes on, and then it will be riveted on. And then it will move forward, and they're going to kind of finish the process with the roof or the lid, and then of course the bows, and then the tent. So this is why the front wall just kind of sits here. And I mean front wall, so this is actually where it will sit against the cab of the truck. This one, you can see we have finally have a roof or the bed on this one. This one's all completely riveted on using our hinge. It has the bed supports on it, and it's sitting here. It's being supported currently just so the guys can get in and out of it to do any more work that they might need to do. And they will probably come in next, and we'll put the bed bows in so they can put a tent on. Okay, so this one is kind of in the last station, and this one's getting finished up currently. So as you can see, we have the bow structure, and it is pretty much completed. We also have the front flip out for the kitchen. This is kind of an important part of the structure that actually gets kind of put on when the bows get put on, and this will actually house the kitchen and the refrigerator if that is optioned into the camper. And it will always be there, but it can house, it could be just a shelf, or depending on the trim level that you get, it will have the kitchen and the refrigerator. You can see that they've finished up with the last few things on the roof or the bed. They put some Reflectix down for some insulation. So this camper, for the most part right now, looks to me like a few little things that need to be finished, but then they will hang a tent on this, and then they'll clean it and do final checks, and then it'll be ready for shipment. Okay, so we're back in R&D, and this is our prototype 5.0. This is what the assembly, or the assembly units were actually based off of. As you can see, it's got a tent on it. This one, for the most part, is completed. We are still working on the basement, which actually houses all of the water tanks and the black tank for the flushing toilet. But it is almost completed as well. The guys were working on it yesterday. By the time this video comes out, it probably will be ready to go. This particular unit is just a prototype. We've used it, we've camped in it, we've taken it to shows. It is working very, very well, but as you can see, this is all set up. It has just about everything in it, I believe, as the kitchen. It doesn't have a refrigerator right now, but has a kitchen in it. But it has the toilet, has the Truma in there for the heat. It has some storage in it, all the cushions. I think it's got a mattress in there. So we'll let you kind of look around it and on the inside. But this is for the most part, this is a final product. Okay, so this is again, we're at R&D. This is the 5.0. And I'm sitting inside of this, and this one is almost completed, but it has just about everything on the inside. So sleeping, you can see I'm sitting on all the cushions, but this one has just about every option in it. We do have the toilet on the inside, so this one will eventually have the flushing toilet, which is fantastic, right? A lot of people love this option. And then this one also has the Bullfinch shower port, which is great. It has floor drain, so should be able to take your showers on the inside. If the weather's not great on the outside, you can pull it on the outside and take your showers on the outside if you choose to do that. We have a little table that is optioned in as well, so you can sit on the inside, play cards, eat, whatever you choose. We also have, of course, our electrical components. This one has the 1,000-watt inverter. This one has a kind of an upgraded screen. We were playing with this one because it is a prototype, but this has the Red Vision monitor, which is a really nice upgrade. But this also has the Red Vision, it has the Red Arc Manager 30 in it, like all of our kit and caboodles do. And then it has the Truma controller for our Truma Combi, which is the water heater and heat combination, and the controller for the Xantrex. All of our light switches, and then 12-volt power plug for the refrigerator or anything else that you might want to plug into that. Behind this is actually where all of the components are for the electrical. It houses the battery and anything else electrical, so you can access all of that. And then of course our flip out houses our kitchen. The refrigerator isn't in here currently, but that would be where your refrigerator could sit. And then this is actually on drawer guides, and then it slides out so you can make all your connections, but then it slides back out of the way, so it kind of keeps the space nice and open. But when you want to cook, you can slide it forward, make your connections, and cook on the inside of your camper. And behind that is where we strap down our table, so it's out of the way, so you're not kicking it down here on the floor. But yeah, lots of space in here. And again, one of the nice features about Skinny Guy campers is what we really love. I'm 6'3", and I can stand up in here without hitting my head on the tent. So if I want to stand up and put my pants on in the morning, I can still do that, which is great. So really nice feature. So if you want a little more information about this particular model, a few more specs on the sleeping, the size, what it'll fit, the weights, those kind of things, you can give us a call. Send us an email over on our info at skinnyguycampers.com. Check our website out. Be sure to follow us on social medias. We love it when people follow us on social media and interact with us there. Of course, you can always contact Bill and Deb Kelly on Coddiwomple Overland. We love these guys, and then they can always get you in touch with us. We enjoy that. And make sure that you reach out to us whenever you see us out in the field. We enjoy that as well.
We had a great time at Skinny Guy Campers learning about their build process. If you're looking for a camper that'll go with you anywhere that your truck will go, take a look at Skinny Guy Campers. You won't be disappointed. As of January 2023, they have their 6.5 models and their 5-foot models ready for sale and distribution. Their Gladiator model will be out sometime in early spring. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Until next time, see you.